Welcome back to Hellman's Kitchen. My name is Stephen Hellman. I'm a U.S. Coast Guard veteran chef. Today's episode, we're going to be combining a couple of my favorite recipes. To be honest, I've never tried this before. I'm getting a little crazy in my old age. I just want to try something new that sounded really tasty and different than other things I found on the internet. So we're going to combine a meatless chili, twice baked stuffed sweet potato. Thankfully, Meatless Farm sent me some of this delicious ground meat. We're going to stuff it on the bottom of the filling, and we're gonna cover the top with a nice stuffing with some lentils inside that chili too. That's gonna give it that nice protein. And I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you are too. Stay tuned to see the whole video. Remember to make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications for more delicious recipes like this. If you do, I promise I'll be your best friend for life. Now we're gonna prepare our potatoes to pop them in the oven. So I ripped a bunch of aluminum foil in little squares like this to cover each one. They actually sell these little boxes that have mini foils that you just pull out and you just wrap them super quick. We used to use them on the ship all the time. Come in handy a lot. Anyways, if you don't got that, that's fine. You just wrap them. It creates a nice steam, right? Comes out a little better, especially if you're using these big fat potatoes like this. Make sure you poke them pretty good all around. Usually try to get a few pokes on each side or so. We're gonna coat them in a little bit of oil too. You can toss them together. I'm gonna use a brush because I don't know, I think it looks nice and fancy for the video especially. So we'll use a brush today. Sometimes I just slap it on my palm and smother them myself. But this works too, a little nicer. So replace them on the foil and slap a little oil on them. I'm using avocado oil today. Whatever oil suits your fancy. You could use avocado oil or canola oil, olive oil, whatever works for you. Coconut oil. We're gonna slap on some oil and we're gonna coat it in a little bit of salt too. Just a little bit to taste. Gets the nice flavor all over the outside of the potato, which is key. After we salt it, oil it, we're just gonna roll it up a little bit. We're gonna do this all these potatoes. Just make sure it's nice steel, make sure there's no gaps in it or anything. We're just gonna place them on the pan. We're gonna pop them in at 400 degrees. Cook them for, depends, about 40 minutes to an hour, depending how good your oven is or not. Just till they're fork tender, so your fork should be able to pierce right through pretty easy, all the way through. I used to make gigantic batches of chili when I was in the US Coast Guard, serving a couple hundred coasties on a 400-foot ship. To feed that many people, we used these industrial-sized steam-powered kettles. In order to stir anything in these, we had a big 4-foot metal spatula-looking tool. Guaranteed forearm workout right there, I swear. Any of our seasoning on my ship had to be the giant-sized ones, probably somewhere around 300 or 400 servings per container. The absolute worst would be on deployments where we ran out of certain spices or herbs, then had to start being really creative. I think this is where I really started to thrive as a cook though. You can make your own veggie broth and add that to the chili, or just buy some organic stuff at the store like I did. It honestly tastes pretty damn similar, and if you get the low sodium kind, it isn't much worse either. Between the lentils and beans, this dish is great on protein. I'd also add some healthy greens into it though, for your side. The foil wrapping really helps your potatoes cook through nicely. You can do without it as well, but you're shortchanging yourself if you don't. Now you can cut off about 1/8 of an inch off each potato top. You can also cut them in half if you want to do it that way, which is fine as well. Try not to scrape the potato skins and break them, since we want them nice and intact to fill up with everything. This vegan sour cream actually isn't half bad, and it cuts out the dairy, which is a real issue for many people, honestly kind of including myself. Keep in mind too, you can substitute any item in this recipe. For instance, use regular potatoes instead of sweet potatoes, dairy-based sour cream instead of vegan, and substitute ground pork or beef for the meatless ground. Whatever your preference, no judgment here. I just really enjoy the feeling after a nice plant-based meat alternative. I feel a bit lighter on my feet and really not as bloated. Now really stuff these bad boys with everything you made. Doesn't matter how high it gets really, since you're popping this in the oven for 20 minutes or so anyways. Hook a brother up, subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my videos. You gotta have a sneaky taste test before anyone else gets their grubby mitts on these things. As long as everything is hot, you're good to eat it. Or pop these in the fridge for another day or a meal prep. I also like topping mine with some chopped chives and more chili on top. Honestly, the messier the better. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments.